This past week has been a breath of fresh air for United fans. We managed to navigate a game that's really been a bit of a banana skin for us in recent seasons, Southampton away, and turn that into an uplifting 90 minutes. As if that wasn't enough, we followed it up with a far better 7-0 experience than the last one, cruising past Barnsley in the League Cup. And yeah, I hear you, it's only Barnsley, but for me, the scoreline wasn't the real story. There's something happening at United right now, something that goes far deeper than one game or one result, so let's have a chat about it. Before every match, I jump onto the United app to make my predictions for the lineup, scoreline, first scorer, man of the match. Games like this used to be a bit of a lottery. Remember the Fergie era tombola? You never quite knew who was going to turn up on the team sheet. Under Erik, things became much more predictable, but mostly out of necessity. The squad lacked depth and we stuck with the same core of players because, well, who else was there? But ahead of the Barnsley match, and for the first time in a while, I actually had to stop and think about my predicted 11. The difference now, we've got options, real options. I wasn't choosing between regular starter and experienced youngster. I was weighing up who could play between the two top quality players. Maguire or Ligt, Dalot or Mazraoui, Eriksen or Mainoo. That kind of headache was one that a manager at a club like United should have. This depth is something we've been crying out for. A lot of the deadwood we've been carrying for nearly a decade has finally been shifted, and the new signings, well, they're on a whole different level. The players who were in the starting lineup last season are now squad players at best, and that speaks volumes about how far we've come in such a short period of time. But it's not just about the players. The upgrades behind the scene are just as crucial. Over the summer, we've learned that the new owners were shocked at how understaffed our coaching team was. The manager and his small group of coaches were taking on workloads that would stretch anyone, especially when they were trying to prepare for a match every 3 or 4 days. Now, fans might be wondering why we suddenly need all these new coaches. It seems like when one coach leaves, 2 new ones step in. But let's be honest, this isn't overkill. It's what we should have been doing for years. These roles aren't out of left field. They're sensible, necessary positions that were clearly designed to make us better. So the real question has to be, why has it taken this long to address it? It's not just the coaching team, it's the executive team as well, where we're seeing a similar shift. One person leaves and suddenly we need 2 people to replace them. Let's not kid ourselves, this isn't because the person leaving was some kind of genius. No, it's because they were so hopelessly out of depth that a single replacement couldn't cut it. Now we've got one of the most successful businessmen in the world pulling the strings, and you can see the difference. United are starting to look like a club that's run properly with a clear vision of the future. It's starting to come together. Of course, turning things around on the pitch was and is always going to take longer, but Tuesday's game against Barnsley might have been the first real sign that we're getting there. A much changed side, yet still packed with quality, breeze through the game, and that's something we haven't seen or been able to say for a number of years. Sure, there's plenty of work left to do, but for the first time in a long time, it feels like Manchester United are finally starting to act like Manchester United again.